Life is absolute chaos. It's a torturous experience with a non-consensual beginning and ending in the same black abyss from which it started. It will kill you, but here's how to survive. My name is Jesse Lyon. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, certified clinical hypnotherapist, and a dream interpreter. And these are my 7 points, actually it may be 8 now, for how to survive life and how to deal with some of this chaos that comes at us from a day-to-day basis. Recently, I had my firstborn son. He is wonderful. He's amazing. I love him so much. But as you can see from the breaking out on my face, from the unshaven state of my chin, and from the tired bags underneath my eyes, it is absolute chaos and hell. But the best kind of hell that I signed up for. But it brings us to a greater question of life in general is just kind of hell. So how do we survive? I've gathered some information from my experience going through COVID and the year 2020, as torturous as that was, and from having to adjust my life to a new human being that I'm now responsible for. Here are the things that I have learned so I can share them with you. Oh, we lost his passy. Okay, passy reinserted. We can continue. Number 1. How many points are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points. 8 points. I added 1 at the end, and you'll laugh because it's great. 8 points that you need to know for how to survive the chaos of life. And this helps with depression, with trauma, with anxiety, any of these things. But when there's a big life change, these are the 8 things that you can do that have helped me, and I hope will help you as well. First one. Routine. Human beings are creatures of habit. We go into chaos and we make order out of it. And when your life goes into chaos again, the first order of business is getting it back into order. Your life is going to be different. Things are going to change, but the quicker that you can get into routine, the better that you're going to be able to mentally cope and handle everything else that comes after. Now, here's why. When we go into chaos, there's an overstimulation of new things that are coming into our minds and coming at us from all directions. So the quicker that you can lay those to rest and put them in a sequential order, the better that you're going to be able to handle the actual crises that happen day to day. You don't want to be worrying about when to go to bed, when to wake up, what food you're going to eat, when to brush your teeth. You want to get those down into a routine. Find out what it is. Are you going to feed the baby in the morning or feed the baby at night? How are you going to do that? What's that going to look like? Get into a system. So the faster you can get into a system, the more comfortable you're going to feel, because human beings are meant for systems. Think about it. It's just the structure of the brain. You've got your thinking brain and your automatic brain. Thinking brain takes a lot of energy. If you're having to think about all the steps every time that you do them, you're going to exhaust before you even wake up. But if you can get that thinking brain to quiet down and put it into a system that your automatic brain can do, start to build some habits, you're going to be set up for success. And this was number 1 during COVID. People's routines and schedules were all out of whack. And so the first thing that I would recommend to my clients was get back to routine. Wake up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, eat at the same time, get on a schedule, because that's going to set your body up right to be able to handle the actual crises that you need to be paying attention to. Number 2, smell. And this sounds dumb, but one of the number 1 things that I recommended for people when they're dealing with a new child, dealing with crisis, or dealing with COVID was put on your favorite cologne or perfume. Your smell, that sensory organ inside of your brain, is very close to your hippocampus, which deals with your memories. So if you can have a positive smell that can remind you of good times, that you're okay, that you're safe, and that you'll make it through, you'll actually be able to handle the chaos much better. So number 2, smell. Number 3, right along with smell, is hygiene. You're not going to be able to smell that nice cologne or perfume or the scented candles or the essential oils that you've got set in your house if you smell like shit. So go take a shower. Make that part of your routine. I don't know if you're a shower morning person, a shower night person, or a 2-time-a-day shower person. Sometimes I just need that warm shower twice a day in order to reset my brain because it's too much. That's fine. But do the hygiene, brush your teeth, take a shower, comb your hair. I know you're going to hate it, right? And we'll get to how you can overcome that. But getting into that routine and taking care of yourself gives you the suggestion, hey, you are worth taking care of. You're worth making it through. You're going to survive this. Because people who don't take care of themselves are preparing for the end. When you're about to die, even animals do this. They stop taking care of themselves when they know the end is coming, when they know that it's futile and pointless. So if you start to take care of yourself and engage in hygiene, you're telling your brain that, hey, this is not pointless. We're going to overcome this. We're not giving up yet. So you have to force yourself to do it, even if it's small. Number 4, exercise. If you're not getting outside and you're not exercising, then you're not going to be set for the day. You're not going to be okay. And this sounds so dumb. I know you've heard it 100 times, but there are some chemicals that are created in your brain better than medicine that if you go outside, if you get exercise, if you're exposed to the sun and some fresh air, you're going to be able to handle things better because you've got dopamine, you've got the vitamins from the sunlight that are going to help you overcome these obstacles. Don't hear me wrong. Take your vitamins, take your medication as well, but sunlight, exercise, it's crucial. Now, you're not going to want to do this. I didn't want to do this. I'm exhausted from this little guy. I'm pointing to him. He's over there. I think he spit out his passy again. I'm going to have to give it to him again in a minute. But he's napping. I don't want to do jack shit. He is tiring me the hell out. I'm losing it. But every day I force myself to exercise 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's 30 minutes max. But I'm making myself move because my heart needs to beat, my body needs to move, and I need to remember that I'm an independent human being who has function and autonomy over my body and what it does. And so forcing myself to do that reminds me you are in control. And so there's some bigger psychological reasons behind exercise and behind moving that are really, really important. And I don't care if you're bedridden, you're wheelchair bound, overweight, whatever, there's problems with exercise, you can do something. Get outside, use your arms, even if it's like finger exercises or mental exercises, whatever it is, but you're giving yourself that suggestion that you're in charge. And that's the most key part. It's not about building muscle or looking good. I mean, those are great too if you want to do those. It's the psychological components that are going to help you weather chaos. Number 6, relationships. And this is key. I know a lot of people roll their eyes, and so stop it. I see you rolling your eyes. Relationships are super important, but here's a hack, okay? This is my secret hack. When I was struggling with my depression growing up and in my teenage years, and even during COVID or even now, as I'm raising this little guy, it can be very isolating. I can't have adult conversations with this guy. Hey, listen, you've been up 15 times tonight. Why don't you take a nap so I can go the fuck to sleep? That would be great. He don't care. He gonna wake me up anyway. Relationships, but here's the hack. Parasocial relationships are acceptable. Now, you don't want to go too far, you can get into the weeds, but there have been some YouTubers that I have watched religiously during my time on paternity leave that have helped me cope and helped me get through. And during my time, during my depression in teenage years, there were many YouTubers that I watched as well who would help me get through. They made daily content and it felt like I had a friend. There was something on the outside. There was a relationship that I had. Now, of course, real life relationships help even more if they can be there and help, but people have their own problems sometimes and they can't be there for you all the time. So having someone that you go to, having a relationship, even if it's a TV show character, help so much. Having that relationship component and reminding yourself that you're not the only person to exist, that there's other people out there who are struggling and trying to work through things as well, helps you feel and be connected with community at large. And that's crucial. Uh-oh, passy fell out again. Hold on. Okay, passy insertion number 2. We'll see if we make it through this video. And finally, the last 2 points. 1, I'm big on this. Live a mission. If you don't have a purpose for making it, you're not going to make it. Why are you pushing forward? Why are you still going? Why are you continuing to press into this difficult, futile, and seemingly pointless venture over and over again? I'm here helping this little guy because I want to see him grow and I want to see him be everything that he can be. And I'm willing to sacrifice myself, my time, and my happiness to make that happen because I know that it's going to make me a better person along the way. When I was a teenager, I knew that there was a future outside of those difficult times that I was facing in that immediate environment. And I wanted to push through so I could see what type of future I could have as an adult. And I'm pretty proud of it right now. And so I don't know what it is you're going through, but find that mission. Find what it is that is your goal. Why do you keep pressing through? And remind yourself of that constantly, because there's going to come things, bosses, relationships, difficult things that happen. Your tire pops, your car breaks down, your lights won't turn on, whatever it is that are going to cause you to be thrown back into chaos. And it's in those moments that you have to remind yourself, the car doesn't matter. The lights don't matter. My boss doesn't matter. What matters is I'm here for this little guy who's going to grow up and be an amazing dude, right? Or I'm here because I have friendships, or I'm here because I want to make the world a better place, or I'm here because of whatever it is, fill in the blank. And if you're struggling, this leads me to my 8th point, get mad. Speaking of mad, passy drop number 3, anger. Anger is such a powerful motivator and an underutilized emotion. I'm not talking about blind rage or just being upset for no reason, but recognizing that life is mean and there are forces against you, and being mad and saying, I deserve better and I'm going to fight against this will give you the motivation, the drive, and the courage to keep going when everything else says stop. And so anger is and can be a very positive emotion because it's a protective emotion. It motivates us. It helps us to keep going and keep moving forward when everything else says stop. It protects us because underneath anger is always two emotions, fear and pain. And anger helps protect us from that fear and pain. It helps motivate us to fight the fight, to keep moving, to either run away or to buck up and put up your fists and make it through. Life's not fair, and I'm glad that you're angry it's not fair, so that way we can make the world better together. I hope this helps. I hope it's encouraging. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. And even if it's just for the little man, hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks.